Go out, go home, don't stay here, go on. Go, it's okay, go. La hawla illa billah. Go out, go home, don't stay here, go on.
In the Middle East for nearly 40 years. What does America and Israel's attack on Iran mean? On the morning of February 28th, America and Israel launched another war on Iran. This one is bigger and more serious than those we saw last year. This is a war of regime change.
To the great proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Take over your government. It will be yours to take.
And an aim which was endorsed by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu of Israel.
אתם לא אויבים שלנו, ואנחנו לא אויבים שלכם.
Missiles have rained down on Tehran, the capital, and sites across the country. They've included attacks on the compound used by Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, Iran's supreme leader, and military sites right across the country. Iran's response has already been faster and fiercer than on previous occasions. They fired missiles towards Israel within hours of the war beginning. They fired missiles at the headquarters of the US Navy's 5th Fleet in Bahrain.
Missile actually got through.
It also fired missiles at Jordan, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, and the United Arab Emirates, where a person was killed by falling shrapnel. This is not going to be a quick in and out operation. This is likely to last for days as America and Israel pound the target list throughout Iran. What does this mean for the Iranian people? Well, they're unlikely to rise up while bombs are still falling on their streets. But when the dust settles, one of the key questions is how far these strikes will have weakened the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Iran's Praetorian Guard, and other parts of the repressive state security apparatus. Will they be able to contain and brutally suppress any mass protests that occur in the aftermath of this conflict, as they did a month ago? This is a decisive moment for a regime that has occupied a commanding position in the Middle East for nearly 40 years.
Kahalo Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakahak Radash. Double honors to the elder apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, for teaching His word in truth and sincerity. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect scattered abroad, and peace and salutations to the sincere Akim that's pushing His word in truth and sincerity. To USA Shalom. This is Proverbs 2, verses 14 and 15 in the NLT. They take great pleasure in doing wrong, and they enjoy the twisted ways of evil. Their actions are crooked, and their ways are wrong. That's this so-called white man, Esau Edom, with the head of Esau Edom being Amalek. There's small hats, the top elite banker families, and these twisted, wicked Edomites that dwell here in Babylon. They have in their mind that, that they're the ruling class, that they are the power, of the world. Where, they really don't know, man. The Most High is setting their asses up, man. The Most High, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, is setting them up for the, the big payback, that great takedown, They put them in this position. He put them in that position of power. This is their kingdom, They have this time to rule. This is that extension, of the Roman Empire. It's that second leg of the Roman Empire, This is that part of the vision that that Daniel saw, or Daniel interpreted in Daniel 7. This is that kingdom of iron and clay, miry clay. And you watching the end of this. You're watching the end of their kingdom. And they're doing everything in their power, you know, to take as many lives and take as much land as they can. The simple-minded, you know, those imposters in the land, you know, that's spearheaded by Bibi Yuhu, and this clown that we have over here, Nero. They're being manipulated by them small hats, the top wicked elite small hats, those top banking families. They're being manipulated. They're nothing but hand puppets, sock puppets. They have no idea, or maybe they do. They don't have no idea that they're being manipulated, but maybe they do, you know, because, you know, they all part of the same gang. But what they don't know is that they are not the people, you know, in that twisted mind that they are the people, and they're doing the Lord's work. But they know, you know, they don't follow the ways of the Bible. They follow the ways of the Babylonian Talmud. So they know, you know, they pretty much just wicked, man. And they're trying everything in their power, you know, to take over the world. And you see it in their actions, you know. Those small hats, those imposters in the land, you know, they pretty much want that whole Western Asia. They want that whole they want that whole region, you know. So we're watching them trying to bomb Iran out, but on the low, that they don't want you to know, is that they have limited stockpiles of these of their weaponry as far as missiles is concerned. You know, they can't withstand a long, drawn-out battle. And what Iran is doing is actually, you know, it's pretty clever. They're not sending out their whole barrage at one time. They're sending out little pockets of missiles. So Babylon and them imposters can exhort all their resources, you know, as far as missiles is concerned. But we're watching the wicked perform their wicked deeds. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And we're watching the wicked actions of these, you know what I'm saying, of these devils. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6. I'm going to read verses 1 through 5 in the GNT. Verse 1. So then, you kings, you rulers, the world over, listen to what I say and learn from it. You govern my lands and are proud that so many people are under your rule. But this authority has been given to you by the Lord Most High. And I'll read that again. This is verse 3. But this authority has been given to you by the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Most High. He will examine what you have done and what you plan to do. You rule on behalf of God. You rule on behalf of power. and his kingdom. If you do not govern justly, if you do not uphold the law, if you do not live according to God's will, if you do not live according to power's will, you will suffer sudden and terrible punishment. Judgment is especially severe on those in power. So, their time to rule is about to end. The Most High Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is he's gonna revisit this place. Yahweh Shai and the angels are gonna revisit this place. They're gonna revisit the earth, and they're gonna judge the earth, man. They're gonna judge Babylon, which is America, and they're gonna judge they're gonna judge Israel, the land, and the people that dwell on it, man, through fire, nuclear fire, and through those lasers from the chariots. These people don't understand what type of power they're dealing with, man, and they truly don't understand that through all their wicked deeds, all their wicked actions, all their double talk, they scream peace, but they're not about peace. They're about war. Esau was given the blessing of the sword. He was given the fatness of the land. And we're watching how he rules. And we're watching how treacherous this group of people can be. From your top wicked elite right on down to the, to the youngest. These people are wicked. And they're going to be taken off of here, man. They're going to be put into captivity. And they're going to serve out their captivity after 1,000 years. And then they're going to be put to rest, man. They're going to be burnt up. They're going to be treated like garbage. The swine, the garbage that they are. These people are not fit to rule. But the cool thing is, man, you get to see, you get to watch, the Most High work. You're watching his magnificent works, his righteous judgments. You're watching his works. And when he revisits this place, only thing you can do is hope and pray that you did what you were supposed to do to be on the right side, the right hand side of the Lord, and get that the everlasting salvation, man. Get that, be able to be saved out of this mess. Because these people are going down, and you're watching the downfall of this kingdom, and it's rapidly declining. This is Proverbs 16, verse 4. The Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, have made all things for himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. So all this is all planned out by the Most High, man. All they doing is playing their roles, being the degenerates that they are, and being the monsters that they are. Most High, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, put that spirit on them through the left hand, through the left hand side. They got that spirit of Satan on them. These are the devils. These are the devil that the Bible speak of. These people are the wicked. And we're watching the Most High just, we're watching them work. If you can see it spiritually, man, all we doing is watching them work, man, and it's a beautiful work, because we're watching prophecy come to pass. We're watching all these things that's in the Bible. We're watching all of it come to fruition. We're watching it all manifest, and everybody's playing their parts, man. Whether you're praising the Lord in truth and sincerity, calling upon his name, the true name of the Most High. His name is Yahweh, and his only begotten Son's name is Yahweh Shai. Either you're doing that, or you're being as wicked as possible. If not, you're just being a scoffer and scorner, or you're just ignoring. So everybody's playing their role, man. And we're watching a magnificent work because you hope and pray that you're part of that elect remnant, that the Lord have taken favor in you, and that he'll see you through this. But for the wicked, they walking right down that plank, man. They walking down that plank just like on a pirate ship. They walking that plank. And he gonna poke them with that sword, and they're gonna fall right into a lake of fire, man. But WW3 is imminent, man. There's no turning back, man. The debt clock is at over $100 trillion. So there's no way this place is coming out of that. Everybody's paying exorbitant prices for minuscule things. All the heathen nations are furious and starting to build and come together to come against that whore Babylon. So we just pretty much, it's a waiting game now, man. Salakia. It's just a waiting game now, just waiting and continue to doing the work, continue to pray, continue to read the scriptures, continue to rely on the scriptures, continue to rely on Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, building your spirit, keeping your faith, build it on faith. And just know that the Most High, this is what he wrote. This is how he wrote it. This is his script. This is his movie. Verse 5. Actually, I'll read verse 4 again. Proverbs 16:4. The Lord, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, have made all things for himself. Yeah, even the wicked for the day of evil. Verse 5. Everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Though his hand, though his hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. These people, they think that, they think their kingdom is going to last forever, man. They think they're going to pass down whatever ill-gotten gains that they got in this, in this kingdom. They're going to thinking that this kingdom never going to fail. So they're going to keep, so they're going to think that they can keep passing down that wealth that they built, But the Lord got a different plan, The Lord will choose your delusions, So Edomites got a strong delusion, a very strong delusion. They're drunk off their own wine, and they're drunk off their own corruption. There's no way that you're not gonna get payback for all the evils that you've done to the Lord's people, to the land, the deceitfulness that you portrayed in the scriptures, that you put on the scriptures, got people believing a lie, So it's just a matter of time, man, before your kingdom crumbles and you're ushered off into captivity. Ushered off like a herd into captivity. You're going to rebuild the kingdom, man. Through the blood, sweat, and tears and the lashes off your back. Or you Edomites that think you're getting away with something, you're not, man. If you're not burnt in with that nuclear fire, your ass is going into captivity. And then those that are burnt in that nuclear fire, you're just gonna be reborn in the kingdom, man, to live out your punishment. This is Habakkuk 1:6. For lo, I rise up the Chaldeans, that bitter and hasty nation, which shall march through the breadth of the land to possess the dwelling places that are not theirs. So yeah, you know, your wicked elites, these are your Chaldeans, these are your sorcerers, your high level demons and witches, you know. These are the people that put all these things in motion, man. All these wars and famines. They the ones that put all this stuff together, you know. And they conspired back in the 1800s, right on into early 1900s when that Balfour Declaration was put into place, you know, to purchase that land, or to take stake in that land at that time, you know, because they were purchasing the land back in a little earlier than that, you know. The Rothschilds, Baron Edmund Rothschild, along with the Sukhoff family, you know, they was under that British mandate, you know, and they was out there purchasing the land secretively through shell companies and stuff like that, like what you would call 501c3s now, though, like charities and stuff like that, and these different shell companies. They were purchasing the land, you know, with that plan, you know, that they were going to create that state of Israel, which is bogus, you know. Those are not the people, man. They're just fraudulent imposters, brute beasts, base men that you know, that the Lord set up to do that, man. The Lord, you know what I'm saying, there's a perfect movie, man, and the Lord set these people up to be the wicked, man, and they're playing their role to the T. So these are those people, man, those wicked elites, those top banking families headed by the Rothschilds that you know, they hijack that land, you know, and they think they have rightful stake to it. All the while, you know, they're defrauding, you know, they're pulling the wool over the people's eyes, thinking that they have a stake, thinking that they are the people. But it's gonna be a rude awakening when the Most High Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai revisits this place. This is verse 7. It's Habakkuk 1 and 7. They are terrible and dreadful. Their judgment and their dignity shall precede themselves. And you see it, man. These people are arrogant. They're cocky. They think they can't do no wrong. They think the world's supposed to bow down to them when they're nothing but parasites, man. You know, they do nothing but leech on, suck a place dry. You know, strip it of its natural resources, kill off its indigenous people, kill off the natives to the land. They rape and rob and murder. They rape and rob people, murder people. They rape and rob and murder land, places. You know, these are not the people, man. These are savages. These are animals, you know. And they're gonna get dealt with accordingly, you know, for all the treachery that they've done, you know, for all the misery that they brought to the planet. They're gonna pay for it, you know. So our job is to continue in the faith, continue to study, continue to pray to the Most High to tear these places up, you know, push the prophecies forward, keep praying for the downfall of Babylon. At the same time, build your faith, continue to build your faith, continue to pray to the Most High to build your spirit up, you know, so that when these times get real rough, and they're coming, and as you see, time has just sped up, man. If it's only been, what, 2 months into the new year, Salakia, 2 months into this year, that, you know, this Babylonian New Year. But it seems like it seems like the months done turned over, man. It seems like we've been in Babylonian New Year for like 7 months now, 8 months, maybe a year. But It's only been two months, man. It's only been 8 weeks. A little more than 8 weeks, maybe. But we definitely moving forward in these prophecies, and it's our job, to blow that trumpet, sound the alarm, stand our watch, and keep prophesying the downfall of this place, so we can usher in a righteous kingdom, governed by Yahweh Shai, governed by Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, So, catch y'all in the next one. Aparatazat. Catch you in the next one, Lord willing. Kohala Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekahak Radash, Abad Babor.